It's time to battle the best Disney underrated Christmas movie of all time. Stay tuned for more on A Disney All the Way Christmas.
You're tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel, keeping the spirit of Christmas 24/7. Give, forgive, be merry. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Hi guys! Oh my gosh, I love our intro so much.
I know. Christmas is not over yet.
It is not over yet, guys. Happy New Year! We're in 2020. Can you believe it, Ollie?
I can't believe it. And we're still celebrating the holidays. They're not over.
They're not over.
They're still here. All
At
24/7. 24/7. It's amazing.
Well, to my left, I could not do a Disney All the Way Christmas without this gentleman to my left, Mr. Ollie Drennan. And he is not only a lover of Disney, he's also worked at Disneyland.
Oh, so many precious memories back at the French Market. And I'm just so honored that you invited me to be on your show. Thank you, Chae.
Thank you so much for
It's an
being
honor.
here.
Of course, anytime.
And I'm your host, Chae Jones. I am a lover of everything Disney. If you know me, I talk about Disney more than I don't talk about Disney. It's my main focus of life. But unfortunately, if you just catching with us today, J-Lo unfortunately could not be here today, but we still love her, and she'll be back with us when we return later in the year. As this is our last A Disney All the Way Christmas for 2019-2020 holiday season. And today, it is time for another Christmas movie Smackdown. But in this version, we're talking about the underrated Disney Christmas movie. These are underrated because some people just don't feel the love like we do for these movies. I don't know what it is, but we really think these movies are a little bit better than some of the ones that are shown on Disney.
Right.
So we are battling out. It's Eloise at Christmastime versus The Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. And our producer Brianna is gonna, she's gonna be the decider today. So I decided to join and throw my hat in the ring to battle Ollie since he is the king right now.
I do have a crown still. You can't see it because the ears are blocking it. But, it's kind of actually on my ears, the crown. I was victorious last time.
You were.
So you're going to be a challenge for me though, Chae. So because you're the Disney queen. So I'm not going to lie. I'm a little intimidated, but I'm ready to keep my crown.
Okay. So we're going to find out which one of our movies today is going to be victorious. And there are, again, 5 categories that we're going to go through. So Ollie did win the numbers game. So do you want to start or do you want me to start it off?
You know what? I want you to start it off.
So mean.
You got this, Chae. You got this.
Okay, so the first category is, why is this the best moral for Christmas of all time? And for me, I chose Eloise at Christmastime because it is my favorite Disney Christmas movie ever. It starts off with a little girl named Eloise. She's 6, and she lives at the Plaza Hotel. And I am in love with the Plaza, and I've always been because of this movie. And it's always just so grand. And she kind of reminded me of me as a kid because I was very mischievous, but I had very good intentions about everything. Like, I always wanted to help people, but sometimes how I went about situations to get my results, they weren't as wholesome or good, you should say, but the end result was great. And she lives with her nanny, played by Julie Andrews.
Oh, okay.
And you cannot do better than that when you have her as a nanny. And she is trying to give back. She wants her best friend Bill to fall in love with the daughter of the owner of the hotel. She wants Mrs. Thornton, who they've always had a very not so good relationship with each other, but when she finds out that she's getting kicked out, she tries her hardest to make sure she still has a place to live. Because Miss Thornton is very old. Like, she's an older woman in her, I would say, late 70s. And she could be kicked out and have nowhere to go. She has no more family. So Eloise tries so hard to make sure that she can have her, still have a place to stay and maybe keep the Plaza as her home. And her mother's in Paris for work, and she travels back and forth. She always talks in a very litty type voice that I love so much. And Eloise is also amazing because it was based on a book series by K. Thompson. And this was, I believe, the second in the book series. And I think this is just the best overall expression of what Christmas is all about, is because it's about love. It's about family, either the family you create or the family that you have by blood. And to me, that's what makes this so an amazing Christmas.
Very nice. Very nice. That's really hard to follow, Chae. You're putting me in the hot seat.
I'm trying.
Especially you brought up Julie Andrews. Great.
I know. Come on. We have Mary Poppins in my movies. So I'm great.
How am I supposed to follow? Well,
We're gonna find
Chae,
out.
that was good, but my movie is The Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, as you brought up. And of course, who doesn't like to revisit some of our favorite, most iconic Disney characters, being obviously Beauty, Belle, and the Beast, the Beast. And so, of course, obviously, who doesn't want to revisit these characters at Christmas time? Because you know what? A lot of our favorite Disney characters, they don't have, like, from movies and whatnot, they don't actually have, like, standalone, like, holiday films, you know, like Christmas or whatever holiday that they would celebrate. So it's cool that Beauty and the Beast actually has a Christmas special. And so this is kind of like a flashback of the film, and we actually get to see where like some of the servants are trying to make Belle and the Beast fall in love, so they would break the spell. And it's so nice to kind of like see these characters in this setting. It's snowing. We have our gang. We got Lumiere. We got Mrs. Potts and Cogsworth and some special new characters, which I'll talk about a little bit more. But basically, it's just, I love this cast because these characters are so diverse and so eccentric too. But they're all here to make the Beast have a good Christmas because he's kind of a little bit of a Grinch in this movie. He's very not so likable, honestly. But the reason is because the spell happened at Christmas time from the Enchantress. So the characters, including Belle, are just so supportive of him and just trying their best to give him the Christmas that he deserves. But we'll talk about it a little bit later. There's something in the castle that wants this not to happen because they want the Beast to stay as a beast. So they don't want the spell to be broken at all. But it's just a fun ride. There's music. Oh my gosh, Belle, she can sing. She can't sing, she can sing. And so everyone can sing in this. And it's just the cast also, I'll talk about later, is just so phenomenal. Just for like a direct-to-video film. Like, obviously, this wasn't in theaters. This is the underrated holiday Christmas movies from Disney. That's why we're here. But it's just fun, and I'm really excited to tell you more why this is the best Christmas. Because it's just, I think a lot of this film stands for is also just kind of finding the meaning of Christmas and what it's all about and what it should be about, not all the festivities.
I like that. And so, our producer, which movie is the best moral of Christmas of all time?
Well, I think you both did a great job of trying to sell me on each of your individual films. But I think that for this one, the person that sold me a little bit harder, I'll have to give it to Chae.
Oh, yay!
Good job, Chae. Very good job. Jolly good job.
Jolly good job.
Jolly good job.
Okay.
Good job.
So,
You did good.
I mean, you can still come back. We have 3-4 more categories to go through.
Very well. Very, very true. This is true. We gotta get this show on and crock because this is gonna get heated, I'm sure.
Oh, it's definitely.
It's
Especially
snowing
between the leading characters and the supporting characters. Oh, we gonna go toe to toe.
It's snowing in the back, but it's getting heated. I can feel it. I gotta take my jacket off.
So the next category is which conflict of Christmas is better? Because obviously in movies, there's a big conflict that happens that needs to get resolved by the end of the movie for either the happy ending or just a more very depth-like situation. Mm-hmm. So for me, there are 2 different conflicts in this movie. In Eloise at Christmastime, there is the love affair that she's trying to get her friend Bill and the daughter named Rachel, who is the daughter of the owner of the Plaza Hotel, and she wants to get them together as Rachel is engaged to a man named Brooks. But there's just something about him that Eloise does not trust. So she really wants to like kick Brooks to the curb and have Bill and Rachel get together again. And then there's Mrs. Thornton, who is in her 70s and is about to be kicked out of the only home she's ever known. She's lived at the Plaza for 20 plus years at this point. Like, it is her home and she has no other family. And once Eloise learns that, it's, okay, I know we've had our differences. I know we don't get along, but now that I'm learning more about you, no one should be, alone for Christmas. No one should be without someone else to be there for them, especially at Christmas. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to Mrs. Thorne's situation, she goes to the owner and she says, "You can't throw her out. I know what I said before, but you can't make her, be homeless for Christmas." And then the owner tells her, the real story, that her son lied to her, that he was a Bulgarian prince, and he died, and the government kept all his money. But even when she hears that story, she is just, it doesn't matter because Miss Thornton believes it. And that's what keeps her, still have, love for her son, even though he's not here anymore. And then, so she brings her towels because the hotel has stopped services to her room. So there's no towels, no soap, no anything. So she brings over chocolate cake and towels and soap. So at least she's still comfortable. And at the end of the movie, the hotel owner tells Mrs. Thornton that they would love to have her at the hotel for as long as she would like. Also having Bill, who is an actor, play a Bulgarian government agency person to come over and give her the good news that the accounts have been unfrozen and you can, stay here at the Plaza Hotel, which is very sweet. But when it comes to Bill, Brooks and Rachel, that situation, Rachel left when she was like 18. Her father shipped her away to boarding school so she could, experience life and actually, in his own opinion, because he's a father, have a better life. And that's where she met Brooks, who's supposedly from, quote, Harvard. But there's something a little slimy about this gentleman. Just very slimy. And Bill and Rachel have a very warm, fun, love for each other, especially of theater. They love Gypsy. And the greatest thing about Eloise at Christmastime is the music also in it. From Julie Andrews singing to them performing a song from Gypsy and remembering that we loved each other before. There was a time when we loved each other before, life and circumstances and your father thinking that I wasn't good enough for you and maybe me thinking he was right. We loved each other. And I make you smile. She hasn't smiled in almost 6 years. It looks like from the way they're portraying her in the movie. And Bill makes her smile again like she did when she was a girl living at the Plaza when she met him. And of course, they find out later that Brooks was a con artist who only wanted to marry Rachel so that he can pay off his gambling debts.
Wow.
And he had a private detective looking after him, and Eloise was looking after Brooks and the private detective, knowing there's something wrong with you, sir, too. You're suspicious. So she actually saved the day by helping catch Brooks, and Rachel and Bill got together at the end of the movie.
How long is this movie? Jeez, Chae. This sounds like it could be a full-length season or TV series.
It was a full hour and 30 minutes.
Okay.
And I got it in amazingly. Thank you very much.
Ooh, there's got lots of problems up in that film. I don't know about that, Chae.
I mean, you got some problems in your film, too,
I do.
Saying.
So let me just get right to it. Okay, I already mentioned this before. There are some evil people not even evil people. There's an evil magical servant who's actually trying to foil the plans of the falling in love between Belle and Beast, as I mentioned previously in our other category. And I wanted to save it. That's why I teased it. I just want to save it for this conversation because let me tell you, this character is named Forte. He's like this big old organ piano looking thing. And guess who he's voiced by? Guess who he's voiced by? One of our most talented voice actors of our time, of our generation, and also actor, Tim Curry voices Forte. Yes. And he is evil. He is an evil mamma jamma. Is that even a word? I don't even know.
It is a song, so yes.
And you think he's just stationary, but he is able to use his music to kind of take control of some people. But I think it's also, that's a conflict. So that's one of the conflicts of the film. But it's also, I think we're so enwrapped in this idea that Christmas and the holiday season is always just so positive. And it should be. It's like a good time to be with your loved ones and give thanks and whatnot, whether we're talking about even Thanksgiving or whatnot. But I think we forget that a lot of people for the holidays, that could be actually a very sad, lonely time. And we're not oftenly thinking about that. And I think this film showcases that very well because Beast he's traumatized with the spell from the enchantress that made him the Beast and whatnot. So that's something that he's really struggling with, and the characters are just trying their best. Belle especially, all the servants are just trying, doing whatever they can to make a good holiday with the Beast, and they're going out of their way. Even Belle's being manipulated by Forte even at one point in the film to even leave the castle because Forte lies that the Beast's favorite part of Christmas is the Christmas tree. So she even leaves to go to the dark forest. And I'm like, no, girl, don't even do that. Forte is evil. He needs to be destroyed. And he does get destroyed by Beast later on. But that was a huge thing. And also, what was I going to say? Just the fact that Beast is like I said, he's the Grinch. And like, I love that kind of Grinch character of just not being happy during the holidays. Cause it's just like, we don't want our characters to all be like one note. We want them to each have like their own level of like personality and how they view the holiday. And I just think I love that Beast is kind of affected negatively by Christmas because of everything that happened to him. And some of the characters even grow and realize the true meaning of Christmas as well, such as a new character, Angelique, who's guess who she's voiced by?
Some Susan Egan.
No, good guess. She is. Let me tell you, this cast is so good. Bernadette Peters. Are you kidding? And Bernadette Peters, remember when she was in the Brandy Cinderella?
That is the only Cinderella that matters for some people. Okay.
But Bernadette Peters has the pipes as well. She gets her own song, and she learns the lesson of like, oh, you know, Christmas isn't so bad after all. So there's a lot of learning and growing in this movie from some of the shortcomings and some of the problems within The Beauty and the Beast and The Enchanted Christmas. So yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And Bree, who has won? Which conflict of Christmas is better?
I will have to give this one to Oliver.
Yay! Because of Bernadette Peters and Tim Curry.
I mean, obviously. No.
Wait till we get to some important characters. We're going to go down road, sir.
Oh, we will. We will.
Now, the next category is the best leading character. And for me, obviously, the leading character is Eloise. She's 6 years old, and she is just running like a muck in the Plaza Hotel. She has her own phone line, completely in pink, which I totally adore. Like, I love. And she's always just, you know, helping out as much as she can. She's always asking everybody, what can she do for them, which I think is just, for somebody to be 6 years old, and, like, even though she can, sometimes comes off that she's only focused on herself, she's very giving to others. She always wants to help. She always wants to do something for somebody. And I think that's a very good quality to have and for other little girls to see in a character. I think that's amazing. And for her to, you know, be so sharp-witted and always like ready for a good laugh or to help Bill with his acting and do some scenes with him. I think that's such an amazing quality to have at a young age too. And for this whole hotel to, I'm trying to figure the right word, this whole hotel to just, you know, help her and play along with her and make her feel like she is she's so important to them. I think that's so cute. And for when your mom's away and you only have a nanny, it sometimes feels like you're not as important to your mom as, you know, her job is. But when you have a whole hotel that shows you every day how important you are and a nanny who loves you so, so much, I think that what I loved about her character was she is always surrounded by love. And no matter how far your parent might be, she always comes back. Your mom's always coming back. And you know she loves you at the end of the day because she left you with somebody to take care of you who loves you just as much as she does. And running around this hotel, putting on plays, putting on little musical parodies in the little music halls, and just running. I keep saying running amok because I think it's a very apt depth of a word of what she does. She takes control of everything. She always just like, for Lord's sake, I'm only like 6, but I have to do what I have to do to get the answers that I need. She sneaks into like the old gentleman's club in a dessert cart to like get a note to Brooke so he can like stay playing, so he can stay gambling, so she can give Bill and Rachel more time to spend together. I thought that was cool. Finding out information by trying to get a haircut, even though she hates to get a haircut by the barber. She goes there and tricks Brooks into staying out all night so that Rachel and Bill can go see a production company of Gypsy in New York. And it's like the first time she watches as Bill like dances in the snow at night when he comes back looking so happy, and she knows she helped that and that feeling she got. Like she has a whole two lists of everything she wants. And it's a very long list, but she also has a list of everything she wants to give to somebody else. And I think that shows just how caring she is as a character, and I love it so much. So that's why I think she is the best leading character.
Okay, very well. This is a very smart girl, and she's good because back in the day, like, there wasn't no cell phones, so she obviously uses her brains and her integrity, so that's great.
And the detective kit
Eloise. Oh, my bad.
And the detective kit she got for Christmas that one of her
friends. Okay, Harriet the Spy. Okay, Harriet the Spy. Well, very well. But I have to say, this might be a controversial statement. But Elsa, I'm sorry, you are not the Disney queen of Christmas or the holidays. Before there was Elsa, Chae, there was little princess, not even little. What am I saying? A big princess queen. Princess queen. What am I saying? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just too excited. Belle is the Disney princess of Disney Christmas. I said it. Does Cinderella have a Disney Christmas special? No. No. She should. But she doesn't. Does Aurora? No, she's too busy sleeping because she's Sleeping Beauty. Does Mulan? Mulan's my girl. She doesn't even have it. But Belle is the one with the Christmas special. She sings. She is the Mariah Carey, as I said. Elsa, sorry. I'm sorry. You can sing too, but you're a little bit too new age for me. Belle is the Christmas queen, Disney princess, okay? She sings. She is so loyal to her friends, all the servants. And she just, like I said, she just wants to stop at nothing to help Beast. And you know she loves Beast. She loves him. That's why she's so loyal to him. And she will do anything, even go in the dark forest, being manipulated, even though it's wrong. She just wants her future husband, the Beast, to have a good holiday. Because he doesn't deserve it, despite him being a jerk and destroying things, doing a Grinch. Can I say that? I know it's Disney. I know Grinch isn't Disney, but you know, she is disloyal, and she is not the damsel in distress. She's not a useless female character by any means. She reads books. She's intelligent. She knows what she wants. She can do. She clearly wants Beast. And she just wants to have a good Christmas with everyone. It's not just Beast. She wants everyone to be together. And eventually she realizes that the Christmas season isn't about, you know, the festivities. It's not about the decorations. It's not about the presents. She tells everyone, and everyone agrees. She's so influential that Christmas is just being together with your family, your loved ones, which is kind of like a common theme in our films.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, she's just a baddie, okay? She is a queen, Disney princess that I stand for life. And all the servants stand for her as well, as you should, because she is awesome. We love you, Belle.
I think the proper term you're looking for is Scrooged.
A Scrooge.
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 Disney,
Oh, yeah. I'm just biased because I love me my Grinch. But yes, that would be good. He's a Scrooge.
Yes, definitely. Now, Bree, who wins the best leading character?
This was a hard one. You guys brought it for this round.
I'm sweating.
No, I mean, this is a very hard decision for me to make right now, guys. You did not make it easy for me. But I think, like, when I'm really breaking it down, just by a little hair, I'm going to have to give it to Oliver.
Yes! Oh, my God. I was so scared. Thank you. Oh. Whew.
Good job.
Eloise, she's a good girl, too. She's a good girl.
She is.
But Belle just beat her a little bit. So.
That's cool.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we have supporting characters.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
So the best supporting character. And obviously, I have my own queen to nominate for this category.
Uh-oh, I already know.
You already know. Miss Julie Andrews, of course, playing Nanny. And though it's very different than when she was playing Mary Poppins, of course. She drinks and having a good time and just wants to be everything that Eloise needs, but also knowing that she needs to have a little more room to play because, you know, her mom's not there, so she needs to have room to be imaginative, but also she needs to have discipline at the same time. So she, like, balances both those things very well. She'll sing and she'll be the kidnapped victim between Bill and Eloise when they're playing their games, and then she'll hang all the stockings, and then she'll come and save Eloise when Brooks locks her in a closet. And she pushes everyone out of the way, running through the lobby to find her girl, which is Eloise. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Brooks locked Eloise in a closet as he was trying to get married to Rachel. And she had her little walkie-talkie that she broke into her present. And Nanny finds it, and she just goes completely through the entire hotel searching for Eloise, grabs something and knocks the little lock off the wall, and they both try to stop Rachel from getting married to Brooks because she understands that Eloise definitely has great intentions in everything she does. It has an ill will towards somebody when she's very passionate about things. So Nanny's always going to be the ride or die person for her. And I love Julie Andrews. I love seeing her almost in a way also falling in love with one of the other neighbors on their floor. She has a little love romance happening as well. And it's very returned because they're trying to figure out what's the best Christmas present to give to each other. And it's very important because Eloise is like, it can't be anything too personal, but definitely nothing boring. So what do you give someone when you want to have a relationship with them, but you're not sure? Because I'm technically taking care of, this is my job, but I do actually like you, sir. How do we feel about that? And they're always just, watching little movies together and like having their little moments. And I think it's just so sweet, and I love Julie Andrews in this role because it's obviously, she is playing a nanny like she did in Mary Poppins, but it's a very different role in a more, I would say, relaxed way. And she still has a lot, you still see she has a lot of fun, and so much comedy that Julie Andrews does so well. That's why I love so much about her being in this role, and that's why I loved her so much.
Very good. Well, that's really hard to follow because Julie Andrews, she has to battle with the supporting enchanted objects of Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. I just love saying that. I mean, it's so hard because I think in this film, it's really hard to narrow down like a specific supporting character. So I had to just give it, sorry, Beast, I had to give it to the enchanted objects. I mean, Beast is good. I've talked about him. He has a lot of depth to his character as well, but the supporting characters, the supporting enchanted objects, Lumiere, we got Cogsworth, like I said, Miss Potts, Chip. I would think what's so great about them is that they're trying so hard to, throughout, like all the films, are just basically to be there for Belle, be there for Beast, and just they want them to fall in love because I think these characters sometimes realize that they don't realize the love that they have for each other. And it's so hard to actually say that you're in love sometimes with people. And sometimes it's like the people around you that are strong enough to say what you want to say, if that makes sense. And these characters, all of them, they're just such a cast of wacky characters, but they have such good intentions throughout these films. And I love me my Angelique. She's such a fun character. She's sassy. Her and Lumiere, they're kind of like a thing. And I just love that they're not like a perfect relationship. They kind of like sass each other. You know Lumiere. He's sassy himself. Yeah. And then Cogsworth is just being Cogsworth, and the fact that eventually they are successful in making the characters fall in love. So that's great. And it's just so hard to narrow it down. I also, supporting character, Forte, even though he's a villain, he is such an amazing villain because you have Tim Curry, like I said, but he will stop at nothing to go against every single one of these characters. Even at some point, he wants to destroy the castle. So just to see like this character, Forte, combat all of these supporting characters and he not being successful, it was just such a fun ride and such a fun Christmas film. And I just think every character has a purpose in this film, and there's not a single character that's constantly shown. I know Belle's the leading character, but it's so fun because I feel like everyone has such equal screen time. So yeah, those are my supporting characters. Okay. So sorry, it's going to be an interesting battle because Julie Andrews versus all these characters.
I know, we're going to find out. Bree.
Again, with these hard moments for me. But I gotta give it to my girl Julie.
Yeah.
Gotta give it to Julie.
Julie Andrews.
She's the definite queen.
Especially she can drink this time.
she can drink and she drinks and she's just like, I am just drinking eggnog and everything is happy and I like singing and just I love it. It just for me that's like Christmas and eggnog, and Julie Andrews is everything in life for me. So the final category is withstanding the test of time. For me, the reason why Eloise at Christmas time withstands the test of time, not only because she has a book series and she actually has an exhibition, is because this little girl, like for all the time she might frustrate other people in the hotel who are trying to work and do their thing, she has a childhood innocence of reminding you of what is important in Christmas. Why is it so important at Christmas time to be with to help others and be surrounded by love, and just remind everyone that's what truly matters. Mm-hmm. Like even the owner of the hotel thanked her for reminding him what was really important, because obviously he's a dad and he does want what's best for his child, and sometimes you always think you know what's best for your children, but you never really ask them because you've had a longer life and you think you know the answer. But it takes somebody else to show you a different perspective on what's going on in your child's life to understand that this other thing that I try to keep them away from was actually making them a lot happier, and I actually did make them a little bit miserable. Mm-hmm. So it takes an outside perspective, and that's what I love about Eloise. She always brings an outside perspective to everybody's life, especially at the hotel, that reminds them that whether it's Christmas or not, like, let other people be happy. Let people do what makes them happy, because you'll be happy for doing it. And she really just brings so much joy to other people's life. No matter if she's arguing with you, she'll turn right back around and just say, I know we've had our arguments, but I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay. Like, you need to be surrounded by us. You need to be here with your family, because even though we argue, you are my family. And I'm just realizing that now at 6 years old, but I want you to still have a place to live. I don't want you to go anywhere else. And that's a big thing for a 6-year-old to come to terms with and actually fight for you after you've been on opposite sides the entire time you've lived at the hotel. And I thought that was a very mature stance to take, and a very amazing thing to see, and so much more maturity in a 6-year-old than I might have had at that age.
Definitely.
So I think that's the best thing about this movie, not just about like, and also doing what you think is right. Like, even if it might cause conflict for somebody else, if you know it's right and you know it'll save somebody else from heartache, do it. Because even if it gets a little screwy, it still is the best thing. And for me, I think Christmas is messy. It's not perfect. Mm-hmm. It's a little messy. It's fun. It's joyous. It's so many things. It's loud. It's colorful. So many adjectives. But I think that's what makes this movie so good. It actually embraces all the adjectives of what Christmas actually represents.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
For me. So that's why I think it's what stands the test of time.
Yeah. Well, I already said it already. Spoilers, I know. The fact that, but it's our leading lady, Belle. She really headlines this film, obviously, the Beauty and the Beast. But she said it already. It took a while for them to realize, but she was the one who said this, that we don't need presents. We don't need the festivities. We don't need the decorations as long as we have each other. That's what Christmas is all about. And I think that's goes to say for so many other holidays. And you just have to really maintain that theme throughout the year. And I feel like sometimes in the holidays, there's going to be something or someone or even an evil organ piano that's going to try to stop your festivities, your holiday, your happiness, your love even. It's going to try to bring that down sometimes. And I love that this kind of like showcased that. And something that I didn't talk about before was that there's something very special about hope. There's something special about giving hope to others. And it's not false hope is bad, but actually just knowing that there's hope that we can break the spell. There's hope that we can have a good Christmas. There's hope that we can be together and be happy, be this crazy eccentric family of enchanted objects and Belle and Beast, and just really embrace each other, but also embrace your setting and where you are. Because, I mean, they're kind of stuck in this castle. But yet, despite that, they're not really letting that bring them down. If anything, they're embracing that. And they're really just embracing everything about the holidays and who they are, what they are. And just really maintaining that hope, because I feel like if you don't have hope, it can be very sad and depressing. But I think that's what your friends and family give throughout the year, but also Christmas season and the holidays. So that's why I think this stands the test of time.
Oh, so cute. Bree, this might be a tough one.
Every category.
We went in.
We did.
But I'm going to have to give it to... Oliver.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he is the king.
Am I dreaming? God, wake up. Where's my alarm clock? You were amazing, Chae.
You're awesome.
You were the best opponent. Sorry, JLo. But like, I was really, my heart was beating. Thank you. It was a good show.
It was a great
Thank
debate.
you, Bree, for being so amazing.
Now, before we get out of here, because it's our last show, we're going to do one final special movie holiday trivia for you real quick. Now, there actually was a hidden Mickey in the Santa Claus.
Oh.
And where do you think it was? Was it in the sleigh, the moon, or Santa's hat?
Oh, it has to be the moon.
Oh, you are correct, sir. Yes. There actually is a hidden Mickey in the moon when Scott and his son ride the sleigh through the sky. Hiding silhouettes of Mickey's iconic head has been a long-held practice in Disney production, even in its park. Now, which other actor was slated to play Scott Calvin? Was it Bill Murray? Was it actually Tim Allen? Or was it Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks. It has to be Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Sorry, sir. It actually, the role of Scott Calvin / Santa Claus was originally written for Bill Murray, probably because of his memorable turn as a holiday hamburger turned Christmas icon in Scrooge. And one final one for your life. So, Toy Santa and Buzz share a catchphrase. What is it?
Are you kidding me? Dirt. What? Ho,
give
ho,
up.
ho?
You give up?
To infinity and beyond?
Sure, no. You are a sad, strange little man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. Now I remember that. Wow.
Yeah, actually, when I read it, I was like, oh, wait, they actually did say that. That was actually really cool.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
So there is some special holiday movie trivia from this Santa Claus from Disney. Thank you guys so much for joining us on a Disney All the Way Christmas. I can't tell you how much fun this has been for me doing the show with my amazing hosts, J-Lo and Ollie. I love you guys so much.
Oh, I love you too.
Ollie, do you want to tell the people where they can find
Yes.
you?
Thank you so much, Chae. This has been a blast, but I'm Ollie Drennan. You can find me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer.
And you guys can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram and Disney News Weekly on Popcorn Talk. Thank you guys and happy holidays.
Yeah.
Chief Elf Officers Keven Undergaro and Maria Menounos, Chief Spirit Officer Jeff Graham, and the entire The Christmas 24/7 channel, we would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel. If you have questions or comments, email us at thechristmas247@gmail.com. Until next time, do your best to give, forgive, and be merry. Ho, 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 ho.